their differing backgrounds, that this wasn't your average arranged marriage. No, Kumran and Maya found each other. It all began in November 2004, when we were all part of the medical voluntary group in India, offering aid to the needy. Kumran was one of the doctors, and Maya was one of the pharmacists. One of the many duties we had was to pack all the medication into boxes. And we used to wonder how Kumran could sit there in the hot sun, carrying on for hours and hours and hours while we were all getting dehydrated and tired. We wondered where he got the motivation to carry on as a Duracell bunny when we all gave up. Well, I guess now we know where he got his inspiration from. We also found out that whilst Kumran was seeing his patients and writing out his prescriptions, it was certainly more than just tablets he was writing on his prescription charts. So what can I tell you about my brother-in-law? Well, first of all, Maya, I'm certainly pleased you have your own driving license. Because as you know, being driven by Kumran is like being driven by a blindfolded rickshaw driver in Madras. No, Kumran and cars have never got along together. As you all know, when you have your first car, you look after it, you wash it, and you take pride in it. Not our Kumran. Kumran's car will be lucky if it ever saw a wet sponge, let alone a service. I remember getting a phone call from him one day. Kumran was in a bit of a worry. He was driving his car, and then suddenly this red light came up on his dashboard. Kumran spent the next 5 minutes trying to describe the thermometer sign to me. At that point I advised him, Kumran, I think your engine's overheating, you better pull over. But Kumran being Kumran obviously always knows better, and he thought, nah, I can carry on, I'll make it to my destination.
I'm already saying speech.
5 minutes later I get a second call from a panic-stricken Kumran, telling me that his car's on fire and it's exploded. They've closed the M25
you have to laugh
down
at
to put fire out.
Laugh at him.
And you can imagine the kind of politeness that the passing motorists were offering him.
Go and give it to Brendan. Harry.
To make matters worse for Kumran that day, he was actually studying for an exam in anatomy. He had to explain to the police why he had two human remains in the back of his car.
Harry, you have to be quiet. Because look, I'm only saying a speech, you have to be quiet. Be quiet, please.
No. Kumran has got to be the only person I've ever met to get a parking ticket for parking outside his own house. It was only yesterday that they've enforced a new parking zone in the London Borough of Ealing, just outside Kumran's house. And it clearly says in big letters, you may only park here for 30 minutes. Kumran happily leaves his car there for 2 days. Comes back wondering why his windscreen is plastered with these yellow stickers. Now, if Kumran added up all the money he spent on parking fines, speeding fines, unpaid congestion, driving with his mobile phone, he could probably cure world hunger. Now, a word of warning, Maya. Do not ever believe a word this guy tells you. He is a highly qualified liar. The sad part is, his lying is not confined to the realms of his friends and family. He has been known to have a tendency to spread this to the long arm of the law, i.e. the police. Having racked up an impressive number of driving points on his license, just the first months of driving, Kumran was a bit perturbed when he had to pose for yet another photograph on the A4. When the inevitable happened, and the notice of prosecution came through, what does our honest Kumran do but tell them, I was sharing the car with my brother-in-law, I think it could have been him that was driving, I'm not quite sure. Luckily or unluckily, the judge is not as gullible as all of us are, and he was awarded double points for his folly. Maya, being a pharmacist will certainly come in handy, because our Kumran is well known to fall ill from time to time, especially when he goes to Asia. I remember one time when Kumran went to visit Thailand with his parents. As usual, Kumran's stomach couldn't cope, and he had to come back early. When he arrived home, he was experiencing high fevers and delirium, and he went straight to his bedroom to sleep it off. Being a good sister and brother-in-law, we cautiously went to check up on him to make sure he was alright, and were quite shocked to find him half naked, prancing around telling us that his doctors had come to visit him and said he was okay. We promptly realised his madness and took him straight to the hospital where he was so weak we had to wheelchair him there. But luckily, Kumran made a very good recovery and took his own self-discharge to watch Lord of the Rings at the premiere. I have to admit, Kumran does have a lot of self-confidence, but I do beg you to please just try and control this for us a little bit. While some uncles tell their nieces to address them as uncle or mama or chittapa, in all his wisdom, our Uncle Kumran spent the whole day trying to teach our little 2-year-old Harini here to call him God. I'm pleased to say that she certainly had more common sense than he did that day. Maya, I certainly do also hope that you're very good at compromising. Because Kumran is extremely competitive, and he doesn't know the meaning of losing. He'll try and win at every single game, from Scrabble to squash, and if he doesn't win, he'll resort to hardcore cheating until he does win. This nicely brings me on to one of Kumran's more prominent qualities. I've never ever met a guy with such an innate ability to brag. According to Kumran,
Go and give it back to Brendan.
he is the best dressed guy in the United Kingdom. He is the best looking guy in the United Kingdom. He's the best tennis player, the best Scrabble player, the best car driver, the best surgeon, and so on and so on. I think you get the idea. I can only hope that Maya, you'll be able to boast that you've got the best husband in the years to come. Yes, Kumran's delusions are grandiose, are certainly a concern for us. Okay, so jokes aside now, I've known Kumran for about 7 years, and I've seen him grow or develop from a young, immature medical student to an older, immature doctor. But if I had to applaud Kumran on any one of his shining attributes, it would have to be his ability to help other people. I've witnessed Kumran selflessly helping people time and time again, from the small things like helping a chap move home to even bigger things. I've witnessed Kumran sacrificing all his annual leave to go around the world at the medical camps and help the needy. I think his ability to help others first implies a very good heart. And I'm sure Maya will be very happy if Kumran continues to serve you in the same selfless and unconditional manner. Maya, in the short time I've known you, I increasingly feel that you're a perfect match for our Kumran. Those individuals, you seem to come from quite different backgrounds. When you're seen together, you appear to complement each other quite nicely. Kumran and Maya, regardless of what I say, I believe God has a special reason for putting you two together to start your special journey.
Thank you.
And all I want to do now is to wish you all the best of luck with that journey, and I hope that God continues to bless you and guide you in that. Thank you.